can't have it all set like that.
Welcome to SUPRS Live. This is the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series and the SUPRS Broadcasting Network. Tonight, we're live from Mesa Marin Raceway in Bakersfield, California for the 16th annual Vukovich III Classic presented by Supermodified Scorecard. We're so glad you could join us here tonight and appreciate you being a part of our race. This is a special one for us as we remember and honor the memory of Billy Vukovich III. You know, Billy V was quite the race car driver from the time that he first set foot in a race car in a midget out in the Central Valley of California and made his way all the way to the pinnacle of motorsports, the Indianapolis 500-mile race, where he was a three-time starter and, like his grandfather, Bill Sr., and his father, Bill Jr., a Rookie of the Year. Tonight we race to remember Billy Vukovich, and we're glad that you could be here with us. This is a NASCAR Heat race tonight. We've got a great car count, got a lot of new drivers in with us. Want to give a shout out to one of our drivers that couldn't be here tonight, D-Rock Derek Backus, working the fire station. He's on call tonight. So Derek, be safe out there, and hope you can be back with us next week. And also want to give a shout out to Carl Bonsai Becker, who's unable to be here this evening as well. Carl, if you're listening in, hope everything's okay. Tonight's race is part of the SUPRS NASCAR HeatFinder.net Super Modified Challenge. We've been doing this all summer or all winter long, and as we wind down our season here in California, we've got 2 NASCAR Heat races in a row. We're pretty excited about that, and we've got a great bunch of guys in here tonight from the regulars at HeatFinder.net. But let's talk a little bit about Billy Vukovich III. We just have to remind you that, you know, he was, everybody will remember him as a rising star in the IndyCar ranks, but truthfully, the super modified community will always claim him as one of their own. He started out just like Bill Vukovich and Bill Vukovich Jr. He got a start in midgets, as we said, his home state of California. He was a champion in the midgets. He quickly moved through the ranks to the super modifieds and competed for famed super modified car builder Jim Belfiore, one of our friends here at Supers before his passing. And Jim said, "You're just too good for the equipment that I can provide for you," and he had to let Billy go. He knew that Billy's talent was that good. Eventually, Billy ended up driving for better-funded teams in the Central Valley like Vernon Wright's Spirit of Madera. During his super-modified tenure, Vukovich III claimed the 86 and 87 USAC Super-Modified Championship, and now here's a staggering statistic. In 1987 alone, he won an incredible 12 of 17 races with a string of 7 consecutive victories. That's astounding. And he was also a 2-time winner of the Copper World Classic at Phoenix International Raceway, a race that we just raced here a couple of weeks back. And no matter where he was when he raced, he was a threat to win. He was also part of the resurgence of wing super modified racing at Oswego Speedway, competing up there in a somewhat of like an East versus West show. Billy was a part of that. So unfortunately, we lost Billy while he was practicing for a California Racing Association pavement sprint car event on November 25th, 1990 at Mesa Marin Raceway. Billy was just 27 years old. You can imagine what he could have accomplished if he were still here today. We also would remind you that every year the Vukovich Classic is held at Madera Speedway, a very prestigious race there, and they raise money for the Billy Vukovich III Golf Tournament. That's for the students of Billy's high school alma mater, Yosemite High School. And there's also a memorial there honoring Billy, who was a 1981 graduate of Yosemite High School. He just loved amateur weather forecasting and was into meteorology. So you can learn more about the website. We've got some great details about Billy. We've got some videos there of him speaking with his father, Bill Jr. We've got some racing videos on our YouTube channel as well. Right up front and center this week for Billy Vukovich and Mesa Marin Raceway and the West Coast Supermodifieds. As we said, we're winding down our season. We're spending the last 3 events in California. This is the first of those. Next week, we come up to the Golden State Classic, another very important race in the history of Supermodified racing. And we also will end the season from the 26th to the 29th with the 16th Annual Summit Classic 125. Tonight's race, the winner of this race becomes a guaranteed starter for our final event. Well, last week we ran a very special show, and it was pretty cool because we were able to raise $150 for the Jeff Russell Road to Recovery thanks to your donations. And you can still make those donations if you'd like to mail those to Idaho. The last week, Dave O won his 7th in a row. We still have the Supers bounty out for him. Keep an eye on that number 11. He's a defending winner of this race. And if you'd like to make a donation to the Jeff Russell Road to Recovery Fund, make those checks and money orders out to the Jeff Russell Benefit Fund. Mail them to 2453 North Bobcat Way, Meridian, Idaho, 83646. We'll have that up at the end of the broadcast tonight. We've got a 100-lapper on tap. Qualifications are done. And the Fast Car Dash is finished. We've got 12 cars in tonight, 12 drivers. And we expect that this is going to be an exciting race for you to follow here on the Supers Broadcasting Network. But before we give you the details on all of those drivers, we want to remind you that Supers races for different reasons in most gaming leagues. We're here to help raise money for injured drivers through the Dion Parrish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Supermodifieds. And we've made donations to many drivers, including Jeff Russell, who was injured in 2010 at the Bull Ring in Vegas. So when you make a donation to Supers, it always goes to help others.